Welcome to another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. It's almost the end of the year, and I decided to start a new series called Rifle and Pistol Pairings. Now, this particular series really doesn't have anything to do with manufacturers of guns, calibers of guns, classifications, or different types of guns. This is more something that just spawned out of my head. I thought it would be a fun way to put together some of my firearms with a rifle and a pistol that I think go together. And again, they may have nothing to do with each other than I think it's cool that these two guns get put side by side. They would make a great range trip or great bug out configuration. So the first two guns that I've chosen for this series is my Ruger 1022 Target with a wood laminate stock and a blued hammer forged barrel, and a Ruger Mark III Target with the same type of a wood laminate grip on it as well. And the reason I chose these two for the first grouping is really because they're both kind of similar guns. And again, I said that this series is not necessarily based on the same manufacturer, the same caliber, but in this particular application, these two guns are made by the same manufacturer and they're in the same caliber. So I chose these two for the first pistol and rifle pairing because these two guns are a great day at the range. You can take a group of friends, you can grab a brick of ammo, and with several people, you can go out there, you can shoot paper targets, you can shoot tin cans, you can shoot anything that you want and just plink all afternoon for a relatively low amount of money. Now, the 1022 Target is pretty much as it would come from the factory. The only modifications that I've done to it is to put an M-Carbo trigger spring kit in it and an extended magazine release, which I think came from Timber Creek. It also has a BSA Sweet 22 scope on it, which is an older BSA scope, but it still works really well. And as far as the Mark III goes, the only thing that I've really done to this is change the grips out. These are some Altamont grips that I bought off of eBay used for a good price. And even though they have the Texas Star and I don't live in Texas, I still think they're pretty cool. And they do match well between the rifle and the pistol. You can see both of these have bull barrels on them, so they're very heavy. I believe they're 920 diameter barrels. And the rifle has a hammer forged barrel. The beauty of having these heavy barrels is the guns actually weigh a considerable amount, so they don't move much when you're shooting them. And even though it's 22 long rifle, when you're doing target shooting, it's better to have a heavier rifle if you want better accuracy, because you're going to have less deviation and variation between those shots. Another thing I like about both of these firearms is the magazines are readily available, and in testing these, I've been able to get good accuracy and good reliability out of most 22 long rifle ammo. So basically anything from your standard velocity around 1,000 to 1,050 feet per second, all the way up to like a 1,350 or 1,400 feet per second, these guns seem to eat just about anything and give reliability and pretty good accuracy. So thanks again for dropping in on another edition of Cranky Gun Reviews. Make sure you support your 2A rights. Get out there and shoot. God bless America. And you remember, if somebody tells you to give up some of your freedom for the greater good, that freedom is the greater good. And as time goes on, that saying rings more and more true as politicians and other groups of people who are bent on taking away our rights try ruthlessly and endlessly to take those rights away. We need to stand up for our rights, make sure we elect good people, and make sure that we stand up against those who are trying to instill tyranny in our country.